Okay. So if we start lagging now, I'm gonna lose my mind, by the way. Bro, I just saw OBS, the little red square in the bottom right. I was about to lose my mind. I'm getting sick and tired of it though, but like, what was it? 3 chases got screwed over. Like we had 3 chases that could have been elongated, got shortchanged because of lag. I don't think they would have gone on for long, and we possibly would have been downed in all 3 of them anyways. But getting screwed by lag in the same scenario does not make me feel better. Anyway, Dead by Daylight complaints over. Welcome back to Amnesia Rebirth, where this is eventually going to make it onto the YouTube, like the Life is Strange. But you're going to have to wait till like November, because we really have a bunch of playthroughs of stuff that far out. Story so far. Currently playing a character that was part of an expedition in like 1930s. This is currently set in the 1930s. Playing a character, Tazi, who, oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. That's Reed, I guess. Your headset got unplugged. Welcome back. Yeah, appreciate it. You did the mod thing. I didn't know you did the mod thing. Anyways, yeah. Last part. We actually ended on a nice little bit of a horror chase, which I was happy with. For the most part. Whoa. Okay, so we started doing Amnesia because by the time I got back, Amnesia was the only one with a vote. Apparently, Minecraft and Dead by Daylight had stuff now too as well. Whoa. Oh. Was
Who are you?
Wait a second,
What do you want?
is that the spirit of the land that they've been repeatedly talking about? Like the statue of the woman that we saw in the other world? Bruh, hold on. I gotta take a second. Just had to get that poll off my screen because it was taking up all of chat, which was, you know, lovely. I'll say this game's visually better than the first 2, but I mean, it has been, what, a decade almost?
Hank, stay with me, Hank.
It is not good, Miss Trio. Not at all. We may reach him, but he will not.
Fuck.
Yes, we have amnesia, like actual amnesia, and we're not questioning why we have to restart our journey. Like, that would be my first question. Like, immediately I'd be like, okay, so what you're telling me is I've been on this journey before. Yes. Okay. Why am I restarting it? How did I get back on the plane? Alexander, Melville, Sterling, the money, papers, British will need to be... Da, da, da. Okay, so this is pretty much just another slip of paper of their team getting together. Maybe leave wrangling to Rachel. She knows how to navigate the British upper class. Need to keep him sweet, but no special treatment. Can't travel without his private secretary. Not a great start. Whoop.
I'll admit, he fits in better than I expected. These guys, though, Tazi, they bleed money. You know what I mean? It gives them this crazy confidence, like the world has to do what they tell it to.
I'm wondering how much of this game, because the original Amnesia game actually had alternative endings. I believe those alternative endings were decided based on decisions, but they were miscellaneous, some of them anyways.
Good.
Don't drink too much. And fill up the flasks, bottles, whatever you have.
Okay. I'm wondering again how much like miscellaneous crap there is in this game. Notes and whatnot. I still don't care about like any of the people a part of this expedition except who we're currently playing of, and that's loosely. Wait, why isn't this thing working? It's broken. Okay, moving on.
Christ almighty.
Don't go near it. Tazi!
Follow. Hope. Life. I think she's trying to help us.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. My god. It's a fucking devil is what it is.
Probably right. That is probably going to lead us to ruin, but we are dumb, and we're going to follow it anyways.
4th of March, 1937. I am Tazi Trianon. I survived the crash of the plane Cassandra. With me are Hank Mitchell, Yasmin Shabani, Dr. Anton Metzier, Leon de Vries, and Malik Tamboura. My husband Salim and others are in a cave near the
They're all
crash
dead.
and need help. Some have died. Richard Fairchild could not handle what we saw here. He ran. Alex Sterling has gone after him. We can't wait. We must do something that is utter insanity. Hank Mitchell, our leader and my friend, was badly wounded by a creature in the fort. Yasmin calls it a ghoul. A flesh-eating monster from desert legends. She may be right. Hank is losing blood fast, and he will die. There is no time to get to help. There is a shrine here, to a local spirit. This will sound like madness. She appeared to us. A figure of glowing light. She spoke to us. She offered healing and to save us from the desert, and I agreed. She led us to an amulet, hidden here in the shrine. I took it. Now there is a shimmering doorway in the rock. I swear it wasn't there before. If we step through, Hank might survive. He is so pale. Oh, Salim, I don't know what else to do. This is crazy. But I promise, I will return to you.
I forget what the name of this chick is supposed to be. But yeah, this is the thing that we were supposed to go to, but it would appear that we can no longer go through it, which is interesting. I'm now wondering if... Hello?
Tazi?
Okay, apparently we
Hello?
still do have some people
Yes.
alive.
Yes,
Forgot
I'm
about
here,
that.
Doctor. Oh, it's so good to hear your voice.
Ah. You're still... Well... Where are you?
The Oasis. Oh, we were here before. What happened to us?
I feel like we're talking to
just
the
read
devil. It's a Wendigo in the
something
desert.
I wrote. There's a spirit. A glowing spirit. I've seen her.
I will explain it all, Tazi. Come to the village. We have lit a beacon in the tower. Look for the smoke.
Thank you. Thank you. Doctor, you talked about my blackouts. I have these marks on my skin, and I keep losing control. You gave
Bruh,
me a
that's a heck of a
medicine.
way to hold a phone to your
What's wrong
face.
with me?
I do not know for certain. We need diagnostic implements, reference books, civilization. Remember, Tazi, control yourself. Avoid fear. Avoid anger at all costs. I have to go. Yasmin, she needs me.
Doctor? Doctor!
Okay, bye. Here's what you need to avoid doing. Yeah, a doctor, I feel like, will totally live long enough to tell us what is happening. He's gonna die, but like right when we meet him, because that's typically how it works.
It can't be far.
It can't be far. Yeah, okay.
Little one. A village. People.
Are you still
Away
talking to
home.
the child that currently has not made any...
You love Paris. We'll go walking in the Luxembourg Gardens. I'll
Has
show
not made
you
any
where Alice
noise since
used to
you
play.
got annihilated by a creature?
Little one. Please be okay.
Right, Christy? Right, exactly. Moronic doctor. This guy needs to have his... Hello. Have his license removed. Redacted. Retract. Can I eat you?
When we get to the village, you can meet the doctor. And Yasmin, she's from Algiers. She's nice.
Shut up.
And
I'm curious
we'll figure out what's wrong with me.
if
All will be well.
all of the Amnesia games technically exist within the same world or not. Because to my knowledge, there's no actual interconnecting like information between the three. I think there was a reference to the first game in A Machine for Pigs, but I think that's literally as far as like the connections went. That and like the healing medicine, like the laudanum crap. Laudium. I think it's laudium, yeah. Yeah, this looks lovely. And totally not, like, not of this world.
I really don't like this.
That's a good reaction. Okay. Was this literally just for this thing? Cool. I have so much lantern oil. I have so much. My goodness. Can I not have that out, please? What the? Oh.
No! No, fuck! No! No! No!
Goodbye, world. You were a cruel mistress. We into the alternative universe we go. Into Lovecraftville. This is totally gonna work out for us, right? Right? Oh.
Christ! We were so close.
Now we're on like a ship in
What the hell
Halo.
is this place now?
Okay, before we actually continue though, I am curious if I can change that idiotic control scheme for having crouch be the same button as the amulets. Okay. X. Oh, Z. Z works. Cool. Yes. Yes, I don't care about the other things. But that is really starting to irk me. Oh. Bro, this is by far, I think, the best part of the game, like, environment-wise. The last time we were here, it was kind of barren and hard to see, but I do like the current designs that we have available to us here. What?
Thank God that you are little one.
Bruh.
I may not know where we are, but at least you're still with me.
I still think we're a ghost, or like some form of spirit wandering around. Because there's no way that... Like, how else are you going to explain us somehow maneuvering through time back to where we originally started the game, or started our journey? How else do you explain that?
Either the well was very deep, or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her, and to wonder what was going to happen next.
She fell very slowly, he says. No, it seemed pretty fast.
Oh, little one. Every step we take it feels like we're further from home.
Really?
Must be a way back.
Really? You don't feel far from home right now? Really? On this alien spaceship? Or planet, at least? Okay, yeah, no, this... What do you want me to do? What the... Bruh. Under the sign of Ranu, on the third rise at the first calling, I, Atharu, make this record. I have completed the comparison of the samples from the Empress and from the bones of her mother, blessed Atua. It is clear now that both carried the sickness, although it did not manifest in the forebearers. While Vitae is powerful enough to rebind bone and sinew, what the, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Without repeated application, the health again deteriorates. A single dose is no cure, it merely drives the decay back for a time. Tamaku orders that I test repeated application, quantities, insertion points, timings. In her name. Okay, lovely. Can I check what this one is first? Bro. How is this thing gonna automatically transfer over to English for me? Or is it? Will I ever get a chance to read this, or is that a no? I'm gonna go with a no. Under the sign of Ranu on the fourth rise at the eighth calling, I, Atharu, make this second, or this record. As Tamaku directs, I have compared the most ancient of our records of the Empress's malady with the newly taken samples. In the early samples, Tamaku was correct. The nutritive flow to both organs of generative sound it out, generativity that were intact, albeit reduced, and therefore they would have been functional before the spinal repair. However, since the influx of vitae, the organs are now entirely withered. Why has the substance not reconstructed them? Did the degenerative malady affect them permanently before the treatment began? Questions that we will never know because I'm very confused right now on what we're actually talking about. I've asked whether I should prepare a report for the Empress, but Tamaku informs me that this is unnecessary. It is, of course, merely of alchemical interest and no matter for concern, for she is eternal in her name. Nice. I feel like we're about to be trying to worship a god. Okay, I'm just going to assume that I cannot read these orange ones. And I believe I would be correct. Okay. One thing with storytelling, personally, in video games, I feel like you really shouldn't convey any important knowledge through notes like that, especially ones the player can easily just skip past. Elander, Septarch of the Enkindled Fortress, has dispatched messengers to the Outer Isles under the guise of a trade mission. Despite our previous warnings, it is my recommendation that we relocate 3/5 of the 2nd Regiment to the Isles immediately on the matter of harvested stock. It has been suggested that the new chamber development that need for such stock will diminish. I believe that is short-sighted. This new capacity surely means that we are at liberty to increase the number of factories. With that, we can vastly increase our defense capability as well as increase standards of living across the Empire. This new expertise is a gift. We would be wise to make use of it. Dude, are we in Star Wars? It's a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago. Instruct me, great Empress, and I will inform the council of your decision. In your name, Eternal. Why can you read some but not others? Good question, and guess what? It will never be answered.
I find myself again confined. A day should not matter, but each day feels like waste. There is so much to do. Tamaku tells me that now, with Vitae, I have
Vitae.
forever. But the people who depend on me do not. There is always something. Invasion, rivalry, sickness, penury. I have my duty. Perhaps I should end these sessions. Now they've found a way to stabilize the disease. I should be ecstatic. I should accept my fate and move on. It is such a faint hope that they can find any way to heal me. That they can find any way to grant my dearest wish. Now you are eternal, says Tamaku. Now you need no heir. None of them understand. This is not about politics or securing a future. This is not for the Empire. This is for me. Just for me.
I'm wondering if this Empress
What in the name of God?
is the same spirit that we've been seeing in the real world, and if it's the statues we've seen also are this person as well. I'm very curious. I have a lot of questions, and I don't think I'm going to get many answers anytime soon. What did that do for me? Where doth I go? The what? Oh, hold on, I got an idea. Idea. You. Open sashimi. Oh. Oh.
I've seen that before somewhere.
Well,
The
how?
woman from the oasis.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this Empress is... I also assume that we're, like, possessed by the Empress, if I had to take a wild guess as well. Or we have some of that Vitae crap in us as well. This doesn't look sketchy as can be. Totally. Totally not. Feel like I'm back playing Alien now. Oof. Bruh. How are you gonna look at this and be like, no, everything's cool. Everything's chill.
Another rift. That could be our way out.
Yeah, it could be. But before we get out of here, we're gonna have to fight a creature first. And I'm going to need to have more information. Because I am currently confused. Under the sign of Edu on the first rise at the 8th calling, I, Kita, make this record. The configuration of the new test gate has been delayed by a failure in a subsidiary node. Mihara, you must complete it on the next rise as you have prepared. Place the orb in the center. Select the focusing symbols for this alignment and insert 2 full. Press Z to bring out or put away the amulet. Thank you. And insert 2 full cells of Vitae. Remember Tamaku's lessons. Mihara, master the orb is your focus, and discipline that will open the portal and allow objects to be sent through. Actually, this might correlate directly with the first game. Because we had an orb like this.
Like it's waking up.
In the first game, I believe. It's been a long time since I played the first game, so I could just be remembering things incorrectly, but I don't believe that I am. Shoo, get out. What am I supposed to do with this? What? Hold on. Orb. Place. Place. No. Okay. Oh. Orb. Place. Yeah. I believe I have done goofed. Okay. What am I supposed to be doing with this? I'm very confused. What path? Okay. Oh. Do I put this in here? No. What do I put in here? Because it's connecting to this. Let me power that down, I guess. Can I power this down? Change! Okay. That appears to be a no from that. Does anybody know what I'm supposed to be doing here? Yeah, I see that that's not working, so what doth I do? Can I pick up the orb? Abort! Abort! I need to look around real quick. I need to fill up those, and something needs to go in here that's not blocks. Turns out we're playing Minecraft anyways. Let's see. Okay. I think I started skipping ahead a little bit. Let's see. Take a look around here where we're more... I hear something and I'm very terrified. Oh, I am petrified. Bro, how are you gonna have an alien spaceship and not have... Or I guess fortress, sorry. We're not in... Technically we're in space, but we're not. Okay. Come over this way. Yoink. Open sashimi. There we go. I don't know how that works, honestly. Oh. Hello. What the... What? That looks broken. That looks broken. That looks nice, but I don't need it. I don't know if the game's supposed to be darker than what it is. You're alive. Can you explain to me what's going on? Okay. We'll look at this first. We'll have the story told to us, I guess.
There was a white sun at the great gate. It tore the air and the land. A corruption of living flesh crawls from the hole in the world and turns all to ash and rust. The control stones have turned against my kindred, shaping them into floating wraiths of nightmare. The city falls. I am to blame. My companions took my formula, some to use it to destroy the Vitae at the gate, others to infect the Vitae pipelines and end the suffering. The gate has indeed fallen, but catastrophically, unleashing energies beyond belief. Still the factories scream. We have failed, in the worst of ways. It is my duty to stay at my post, to see if I can find means to end it. I have no choice but to use the Vitae. An ocean holds the great Empress to life, so a meager portion will suffice for me. If any find this record, know that I was the traitor Kita, alchemist, apprentice to Tamako. Forgive us our folly.
Okay. Bro, this information would all be awesome if I knew, like, in general what happened here.
What the hell is this?
Something we need. Perish. Die. Die. Bro, can you die a little quicker? Thank you. We just murdered something. Granted, I will say that it doesn't look like it was really living much. Yoink. Okay. Let's see. What the what? Something got melted, it looked like. Okay, so this is the alchemy room, I guess. Barely a room when it's opened up like this. Ooh.
It has taken me many, many rises in the gaps between my work for Tamaku, but finally it is done. I have a formula which is in sympathy with the pulse of the orb. I can provoke the symptoms of the red flesh, and with it will come destruction, channeled through the Vitae network. This might be the answer we seek.
Literally all I know is that this is a civilization, I assume, on another planet. Not in another time, but on another planet. Maybe in another time as well. And crap went bad for them. They were trying to solve a problem, they thought they had it, and they screwed themselves royally. That's literally all I know. It's all I can figure out. Open sashimi! Yeah. Why won't you open? I think they need to be in contact with 2 doors at once. But if that's the case, do I have to, like, throw it in there somehow? I'm very confused. Okay, whatever. Alright, so we got this, yeah, and we have this, yeah. Alright, and we have weird looking reverse J symbol, little harp, and then the 3 lines. Can you please move? Thank you. Okay. It would appear that I had it on the first try, interestingly enough. Wait, hold on. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I legit had it on the first try, are you kidding me?
I'm so glad you're all right.
Okay. Power. Right, I forgot to put the orb in. Here you go. Let there be life. Wapow. Hold on. I'm gonna yeet that over there, I'm assuming. Oh, different power source. Wapow. Bruh. We have teleport technology. Yoink.
A tower. Smoke. That's the town. And the doctor. But how can that be?
It's convenient is what it is. Plot is why it is.
Something just changed. The air, it's foreign.
Holy crap. Okay. Okay. So I guess there's an infection. What? It's that red flesh thing that they were talking about, but I'm still so confused. Bruh, what is happening right now? Hello, brat. Give me a second. I don't think I can make it over there. Yeah, I can't do anything, brat. At least I don't think I can. Oh, duh. Well, this doesn't look precarious at all. Lovely. Gives me enough time to actually get across. That's nice.
What are you doing, little one?
One and one.
Yes, but what is 1 and 1? Alice?
The correct answer is
Alice
11.
can't play. Alice can't play. Alice
Uh,
is gone. Don't worry, Mama. I'm here.
I'm very confused. Oh, it's the child again. Hello, child. And it's getting very, very bright again. My goodness.
Alice? Alice! Salim! Salim, quickly!
So this is back to my original theory, thinking that pretty much... Because there was a line earlier where one of the partners in a flashback line said something about it's like having a kid along, and then they were like, oh, sorry about saying that. So, first kid died.
No. No, 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 no. You're so much bigger. This can't be real. Wake up. Wake up, Tessie. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God, Mother Mary. What am I going to do? Come on.
So, is this gonna be like Outlast 2,
Come on.
where it's like there was a
Bring yourself
childbirth and you're not
together.
100% on whether it happened or not? Like, is the child an illusion or is it not?
Shit. I'm so heavy. This feels like 6 months. More. Oh, God. Shit. This isn't a dream. This really isn't a dream.
Right. Remember earlier when I was like, oh hey, you're never questioning how like we restart this journey? Time and like physics do not apply here. Logic does not apply. Okay, so I think we need to break down on that wall. Yoink! Hey, it did break apart. Interesting. Okay. I'm not 100% sure on what the point of that was. But okay. Cool. Can we squeeze through? I mean, it looks like we're gonna have to, right? Was there another way? Hold on. Ah. Light. Let there be light. Oh. It's this way. Interesting. I think actually lighting things causes the match to go out quicker. It seemingly... or seemingly is the case. Yeet. Failure. Okay, so what's the point of this? Are we supposed to... Hello? Help! I mean, this looks like it can be broken, doesn't it? It does. Interesting. Oh no, more DBD, yeah.
Careful. Careful, this is not
But definitely not.
easy anymore.
Bro, I've never climbed stone stairs. Stone ladder. It's actually very interesting. And I'm upset for Minecraft not having that. Alright. Lantern it is. Okay. A yoink. Okay. Not what I wanted. Turn that off. Give me a match up in here. Wow. Wow. Oh. This place looks lovely, right guys? Catacombs? Am I right guys? Am I right? So that's a little cubby hole. That had 3 matches in it, game. You're lying to me. I'd live here. What is the point of this? What? Okay, again, like, half of this game is wondering just what the point is, and not learning.
Oh, that smell. Like back in the laboratory. It's getting stronger.
There's definitely gonna be a ghoul around here. Point is pretty lighting. Yeah, okay. Game don't make any sense. I'm confused on the story. I'm confused on a lot of the design choices. Honestly, like, why am I even lighting torches? Besides having a, like, easier time looking around for crap. Like, what is even the point of lighting the torches since we're not going to be roaming around an area for much? Or, like, for extended periods of time? I'm really confused why we just... Okay.
What is this foul stuff?
Yow. Okay, so this is actually very reminiscent of the first game, by the way. This is very reminiscent, my goodness. Because we had pustule stuff. It would appear that they are trying to connect this game to the first game, is my guess. Like, that's my only ability to understand what's happening here. I guess I was going in the right direction the first time.
Christ.
Alright. So yeah, in the first game, if I remember correctly, there was pustule stuff like red goo trying to attack us there. If I remember the game correctly that I'm thinking of. And there was also this orb to another world. There was all this, like, extra dimensional stuff that was being talked about. And it seems like they're trying to correlate that here. And I'm curious what the second game, if it correlates at all, or if it's just part of the same title name. Although I could be misremembering that game as well. And there might have actually been a more direct reference that I'm just not, by chance, remembering. Hello, little slug thing. I'm not gonna lie, the design for the other world is actually interesting. But if only that applied throughout the entire game. Keep the slug. Nah, I'm good, Chief. Name it Jeremy. Dang. If your name is Jeremy, screw you. Hello. It is time to run, by the way. Bye.
Shit!
Oh! Okay. Wee! Sprinting while 6 months pregnant. Phenomenal idea. Oh! Blech. I just broke her ankles. I broke her entire legs. Like, all of her bones in her legs just gone. Hip gone. Waist gone. Knees gone. We're a torso at this point. Blech. Sprinting while pregnant. And that's how D1 babies are born. Oh, she didn't die, apparently. Oopsies. Who needs bones? Not the slug, not Jeremy.
Oh, Christ.
And we're back in the other world. Bruh, what is happening here?
What if I get even bigger?
And then you'll be having a child during a crisis. Okay. Bruh, this game is so confusing. Like, this is where games start to lose me, is like when I can't comprehend what is happening. Like, make it easily understandable, please. I'm an idiot. Why is she cave exploring? Because apparently she went on an expedition while pregnant. Granted, it was early stage, and her exploration team got screwed with the plane crashing, and now we're all alone trying to find our group. But the best part about this game, by far, is where you start the game in the plane crash, and then you're going through the game, and it's being explained to you that you have already actually been on this journey, and apparently you just got reset back to the plane somehow, which still has not been questioned, I'd like to point out. Got cravings for bats and multi-dimensional travel, right? I'm assuming, like, I really wish I knew what was happening currently. I really wish I knew, because I hate not knowing what's happening in games. I really despise that. And this game is currently just throwing me across the universe, apparently. I don't even know if we're on another planet. I don't know if we're in another dimension. I don't know if we're in another world. If we're on Earth, but it's just a time difference, I can't tell because the game doesn't give me much information. Like, a long, long time ago, on the same planet we're currently on, is that where we are now? Or are we on a planet during the same time period, or are we on a planet in a different time period? Where currently, it would appear in Rome. And my guys is swinging. A Door to Many Worlds by T.A. Herbert. Forward, as I write this memoir, my great endeavor is on the verge of completion. That very threshold which has eluded the members of our fellowship down the ages lies before me, and I, Thurston Hubert, have the keys within my grasp to open it. What great beauties, what bounteous paradises may lie behind the gate. Beyond the gate, surely it will lead to the Arctic deeps, to the megalithic structures in Brazil, to anywhere within our realm, yet we may go further. The evidence has been before our eyes since the days of Adam. I use that example advisedly, for surely the story of Adam is the Hebrew retelling of our first arrival. Thrust out of that Garden of Eden and into this harsh world, beyond the gate lies the garden, the place of our making, and I will be the first since Adam 2, and nothing. Cool. I despise confusing stories. Please just tell me what's happening. Yeah, right. I need it because I'm dumb otherwise, and I'm never gonna get it. That was actually something with the first game, and which is why the second game I actually argue has the better story, is because I can actually comprehend the second game. The first game, well, the second one's still fairly confusing to me, but the first game I was a little confused about. Bible is equal to retelling of dimensional travel. I can kind of understand from going from like heaven to earth, kind of like the translation's there, but it's a weird correlation. Professor, I believe this is only one part of a bigger construction. The archives make reference to this place as a gate, but it also talks of other gates, if I am reading correctly, and there's a symbol that I read as crops or harvest. Perhaps it is related to the seed. Okay. We're literally in Stargate. I think Amnesia is going full-blown Stargate. I think it's what's happening now. 17th May 1839, I was right, and it is a bitter pill, a mithurum, and in it an orb, and now my dolt of an assistant has shattered it. I have sent it and him to Brenningberg. Perhaps something may be salvaged. That, I think, is actually a reference to the first game, because I want to say Brennenburg is where the first game takes place. So what is left to me now? There is a gate here. I have Vitae, and I have no orb, and have discovered nothing of what Brenningberg called the Traveler's Locket. Yet it is clear, I could be wrong, this place is part of something greater. These halls are not the final resting place of their great queen. Whatever the legends may be, or may say, this is merely a spoke on a wheel. What does the hub hold? Arguably a correlation between our twisted idea of angelic forms being creatures like those chasing you. Right. That's also an interesting format of trying to explain things. Which, this goes, like, with my entire kind of, like, guesswork for this game, and I actually very much...
I'll try to hold on, but this will be difficult, little one.
Abdullah Khaled will take on Daniel's duties. You are to... That is a correlation to the first game. I actually remember the main character's name, which was Daniel. You are to commence excavation of the side tunnels. Immediately break down the Roman walls if you must. They are relevant. Anything older than Roman. Investigate if there are any markings such as are in the room with the cage. I wish to hear about them. Any records, carvings, or signs that resemble amulet or bracelet. I wish to hear about them. Any round stone of crystal. Do not touch me on pain of death, but summon me at once. So this is where I'm starting to think that this one directly correlates to the first game, because I think Daniel was the assistant that they were just talking about, and I want to say the second one doesn't correlate, except it has references to the first game. I want to say that's the case. I don't think it directly correlates because I don't think it dealt with. There was teleportation in the second game, but it was randomized. There was no explanation for it, from what I could tell, and there was no direct correlation from what I remember. This game is making direct correlations, which is interesting. I wish I kind of, like, you know, refreshed on my Amnesia Dark Descent storyline before starting this, but, you know, whatever. I'll try to figure it out. I actually do enjoy coming up with theories. I like trying to connect the dots between everything, but sometimes it's nice to just be told what's happening rather than have open speculation that is never actually directly answered. Khaled, a full and accurate copy of the symbols in the room with the pillars is most important. Devote yourself to it. I wish it to be completed by the time I rise tomorrow. In particular, pay attention to the symbol I have labeled as seed. I believe it to be the crystal orb that I seek. A clue to its whereabouts will see you well rewarded. But, my actual original theory was that we were going to be playing a not remembering Amnesia. Ironic. Yeah, I know. But my original theory for this game when we first started playing the other day was, this looks hopeful, was that we were going to be playing in some form of, like, Lovecraftian world. That's what I originally thought this other dimension was. And I'm still not 100% sure on whether it's just Earth, a different time period, on whether it's a different Earth, on whether it's a different planet, like if we're just doing space travel, or if we're actually traveling through dimensions. There's so many variations of sci-fi here that are not being directly addressed. We're speculating we're just dimension hopping, but what does that entail? Does that entail traveling to a different Earth, just on in another dimension, or does that entail traveling? I'm good, Chief. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, thank you. No, thank you. But going back to, like, the Lovecraftian idea that I was having, I actually thought it was going to be Lovecraft. In which case, I was thinking to myself, because I think they started talking about ancient civilizations, and I was thinking to myself, what if this world, like, what if we're going with the storyline that there's been dimensional travel for a while, and all of the ancient civilizations of humanity have been helped out by these extra-dimensional beings, which, you know, in humanity's mind, would probably see them all as gods. Or, not gods, but, well, yeah, gods. We'd probably see them as, like, these mythical creatures is what we'd probably see them as. Okay, so I need one of the crystal things. Good night, nerd. I'm assuming that the only place I can get that is actually down in the little crypt area with the monster. Which, you know, gonna be real fun. Hmm. How does one get in there to the creature that's going to definitely kill me? I'm assuming I'm gonna have to lure it out, sneak back in, and then all but is what my guess is here. I could be wrong. Yes.
We need to get out of here soon.
We do. Only I knew how. But I'm an idiot. Was there anything here of importance? I don't know why there's so many variations of lights that we can just waste matches on. Screw it. We'll try messing with the creature, I guess. I don't really have another option here. Hmm. Yeet. Bro, it sounds so disgusting. I love it. Yeah, I'm kind of lost here, guys. I'm kind of lost here. Oop. Hmm. Oh wait, hold on. Never looked in here, did I? Can I even look in here? Nope. Game does not want me to. Okay. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that I have to backtrack. Question is, how far? Oh. Hello. I have an idea. Make the main character tell us that we have to go somewhere else instead of just wandering around the same area in circles thinking that you're missing something in that immediate area. Interesting the shadows playing around here, by the way. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that they are going the route. I just don't know how they're doing it, but they are going the route that extra-dimensional or alien creatures were helping them build, and they just took them as being mythological creatures, is what I'm going with. Again, I don't know if we're including time travel, space travel, or just dimensional travel, or a combination of the lot. I have no idea. Perhaps there was once a real person called Tin Hanan, a leader of her people. If so, she is likely buried in the Tuareg tomb far above us. There are other much older stories.
Are you there? It's Yasmin.
Yasmin? Yes. Yes, hello, I'm here. I'm trapped. I'm in a tomb.
Rest. You need to take care. I told you.
Doctor? Damn. Well, I suppose at least they can't be far.
Mm-hmm.
They might as well be on the moon. Unless we can get out of here.
Older stories that have been completed with her is legends of Grey Lady Agas who walks the desert, legends of a healer, legends of an empress. I think these are ancient memories of what truly happened in this place. I'm going to go on a limb here and say Tin Hinan is, again, the goddess lady who was an empress and to humans was viewed as a goddess. Could be wrong, could be losing my mind, not 100% sure, and I wish the game would actually tell me whether I was wrong or right. But it shall not. I really wish I could remember the first game's story a little bit more. I do remember that game had multiple endings, though. Okay. The Song of the Crystal must be attuned where the fragments of harmony fall, and there is a key to the world edge. The purity of the vitae must be exact according to the blank of blank, and by blank's law, revoking the blank chain of memory may fracture the edge. Let edge harmony, seed, and vitae flow, and the gate is open. Seed must be warded or empty comes. What? What? I feel like Frictional Games is just like unable of telling a direct story. Leon DeVries. This is all of these are just explanations of who these people are. Like, what is the point of knowing these dead characters?
Yeah, well, Leon. A real ray of sunshine, huh?
Oh, that's lovely. Didn't even get an opportunity to look at this stuff.
The accession of Tehana. Life leached out of the daughter of Atua with every breath. The Empress decreed she must live, that the line must continue. Tamaku and their order fought to keep the life in her as she drifted in the borders. And they surged. The blades to the parting of her spine. But her womb would not quicken, and the life ebbed, and the light in her eyes faded. So Tamaku stood before them, radiant with the light of the moon.
Bro, that's awesome.
The essence glowing through her. Took up the orb from Atua's lifeless breath and called Tamaku to her. And
Jesus Christ, we're stuck.
light was in her eyes. She took that day her new name. And that
I legit can't see anything.
endless wheel of resplendent Tehana. There was no mother.
Alright, so a big FU to Frictional Gaming for not pausing the game when you're looking at notes and whatnot.
It's like I can sleep walking.
Did we die, or did we just get sent to a different area and there's actually no threat from the monsters? Because if that's the case, my statement still stands. By the way, for the record, my camera is now completely botched, I think.
The accession of the blades.
Alright, there we go. Fixed it. Yay. That might be one of the most idiotic game moments I've had in a long, long time. Mouse harvest, loosed cattle, have hope, and fortified are the essences. Let mouse harvest wide, and freedom and reaping shall be enriched. Without hope, there is no fear. For the love of God, don't make miscellaneous information so important. Please. There is a word that appears to mean lines, paths, or waves. I believe it refers to the carvings on a wall behind the pillars. They must be aligned, and we must set the controls device to match them. Cool. Is there really no threat of death in this game?
Shush, no.
I'm gonna look up if there's actually a reason to not... Like, if there's a reason to run from those things or not. Because if there's not, you have made a failure of a horror game, in my opinion. You have made a failure of a horror game. Because if there's legit no reason for me to run from them, why would I ever run from them? No, I'm gonna look that up now, actually. Because I'm curious if I should actually proceed with this, like, throughout this game with, like, no care at all or not. We inform you about the consequences of the death. Alright, let's see the consequences. There is no penalty for dying, i.e. you don't have to be afraid of a game over. The game will allow you to resume the game near the place where you lost, and the number of deaths does not affect the game's ending. There's no reason to not die besides an achievement, which allows you to die 4 times. You can't die more than 4 times. There's literally no penalty for dying in a horror game. Bruh, knowing that information, what is even the point of running from the monsters? What is even the point? How are you gonna make a horror game that has no Bruh, at least in the Machine for Pigs game, there was hardly a threat until the very end of the game, but at least it was a threat nonetheless. These things can't... There's no, like, objective reason to not die in this game. If you're literally just gonna spawn right back where you died. And there's no penalty to the ending. Like, if you had it like this and say, if you died too many times, the game's ending would be changed. Like, you'd get the bad ending or something, that would be understandable. But you're literally making a horror game where there's no consequence for dying except not getting an achievement, which I don't care about. Diagram on wall, map, ley lines, star chart, positional, radio spectrum akin to wavelength, must test complete pass. And, like, you can argue that it's like you don't, like, a lot of games don't have really penalties for dying. Like, say Amnesia, Alien Isolation. If you save on the regular, there's really no penalty for dying in that game. There's really not. Like, you just go back a little bit. If you don't save, there can be a large penalty. It all depends on your save progress, but a lot of times you can just restart areas over. But the reason why that works is because you don't have the aliens leaving in that case. If they kill you, they don't just dip. In this game, so far, it seemed like the creature just dipped. I could be wrong, but it really just looked like the creature just dipped out of here. And if that's the case, what is even the point? Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here, by the way. I don't even know. Was there some information on, like, the positioning of the obelisk, or no? Did I, like, skim past that information? Bruh, that... Honestly, I'm irritated now, because, like, this game was looking to be a phenomenal game. Like, story-wise, it's meh so far, because I'm, like, correlation is messing with my head. Like, gameplay, though, is the most important thing when playing games. So explain to me how you're going to have a horror game without a threat of dying. And you can have those games. You can have games that are nothing but atmosphere. That you can, like, a lot of psychological horrors really go for that kind of play, where it's like there's no actual threat of dying. And, like, I can at least understand if you're going psychological, but you're placing a threat in my path, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Like, how are you going to do that and expect me not to stop caring? Am I off my rocker here, or, like, is anyone else paying attention to what stupidity has just occurred? I don't even think we got the full story here, did we?
The accession of Tehana. Life leached out of the daughter of Atua with every breath. The Empress decreed she must live, that the line must continue. Tamaku and their order fought to keep the life in her as she drifted in the borders. And they searched. The blades to the parting of her spine. But her womb would not quicken, and the life ebbed, and the light in her eyes faded. So Tamaku stood before them, radiant with the light of the moons, and whole, the essence flowing through her. Yet her mother took up the orb from Atua's lifeless brow, and called Tamaku to her, and a fierce light was in her eyes. She took that day her new name, and that was the first day of the endless rule of resplendent Tehana, who is no mother, and yet is mother of us all.
Okay. Cool. Cool. There's not a reason to be in here, is there? I don't think there's even a reason to be left in here. I don't know why I can't pick those matches up, or even get the option.
Hey, Mama's here.
You know, we're taking it relatively calmly that, like, we apparently are having our body messed with randomly. Hello, person. Corpse. What was the original thing that we had beforehand? Wasn't it just like harp? Like, not here, but in the other fortress. Alright, so we had that symbol. Oh, are we supposed to connect the... whatever symbols this is? I guess we are, and that's the locked one, so I guess we're supposed to match it up with that. At least that's a way to go about this, I guess. Alright, so we'll check the middle one first. Alright. Let's see. I think that's actually supposed to be it. I think that's supposed to be it. We'll try it. Hold on. I mean, that looks like it's supposed to match up with whatever shape's on the wall behind it. Cool. Wow, I'm a genius. Alright. So, let's see. We have U in 3-3. Alright, so... Okay. Up 1 and good.
Well, I guess that worked. Let's hope that's fixed the portal.
Cool, do we go through it? Oh, it fixed. Right, backtrack, yay!
It's good to know I'm not alone. You should have a name. Salim and I, we never talked about it. His mother was Amara. So you shall be Amari. That works for a boy or a girl.
It's...
Little Amari.
I still don't care about the characters. I still don't. This game, I think, is trying way too hard to care about characters. I think it really is trying way too hard.
Not far now, we'll soon be home.
I'm 99% sure that that first child died. You know, if this was the case, like, if we really don't need to be in the area below this, what was even the point of going to the area below this? Oh, our progress got reset on the first switch that we actually messed with. Okay.
It's the town again, little one. See? It's another gateway, I think.
Now we need an
A
orb.
portal. Like in that laboratory, but
Oh.
big enough for us. Look! Little one. I think this is a way out of here. I know it's crazy, but... can we get it working?
Jesus Christ, game. Okay, so were the two rooms below this pointless?
Shit. No. Something's still wrong here. This one is empty, I think.
Cool. So now we go mess with the two rooms down here. Dude, why do you have miscellaneous crap strewn across the place? If you care so much about the characters, explain it without the notes. If you care so much about the story, explain it without the notes. For the love of everything. Hate miscellaneous garbage that is necessary to understand what's happening. Alexander von Brinnenberg, I think that was the guy in the first game. We were right, Zerzura is real. I took an orb from the shrine in the salt mines, but the shadows pursues. And I am trapped. I will attempt the crossing. It is my only way out. Record my name, tell all. It was Herbert who gave us new worlds to explore. That thing is after me. It has been hunting me for days, but I keep out of its trail, so I will persevere. I can see a settlement at the edge of the desert. I'm getting closer. I can see it, but it is not me. It is Abdullah. Through his eyes, I see his mind. I hear confined to myself. I see only death dressed in the orb's darkest shadow. Leyden jar, like vessel resembling those in place of a device. In portal chamber, but spent, broken, relic, age unknown, manufacturing quality high, as if welded or cast during using advanced modern industrial methods. Spiral symbol on Leyden jar bank, also found on door near camp, leading to maze grid chambers below. Device is powered by electric fluid or some means of gathering electric fluid. So, next monster we're going to come across, by the way, I'm just going to let kill me, and see if it just screws off at that point.
All I have to do is control myself. Stay out of the darkness. Guess how easy that's going to be.
Oh.
This is Richard's. He was here.
I don't care. Following her is insane. I won't. I won't. Richard, come back! Richard!
They talked about him in an earlier note leaving. Again, like, okay, so there is information being conveyed, thankfully.
Richard and Alex,
Although, on a side note, had we not picked that up, and had we not picked up the original note telling us Richard left the group, or ran away, we would have never known. But even then, I don't care about Richard. Who cares about Richard?
Are you ready, little one?
What is the point of having lights around here that, like, mean nothing? We cannot reach the device. Attempts to break the metal have failed as it is. The same strange composition as the Leyden jars. A thorough analysis is impossible until we can get closer, but my theory is that the Leyden jars are containers for some form of energetic etheric fluid, and that the device in the room below is some means of gathering such fluid to fill those jars. What exactly it is drawn from is unclear, surely not simply the surrounding atmosphere. It would require something with a great deal more vitality. I have sent the boy Rashid below with a paint pot and a brush, and told him to mark any route he finds clearly. Okay. I guess this is just a collection of these things. Khaled has excavated several more Leyden jars, which are fully energized. While it is clear that they are required to power the portal device without another orb, I am unwilling to waste them on a test. However, I am now certain that the containers of these jars, this fluid-like energy, is the vitae of which Alexander spoke of. Okay. By the way, this literally makes me think Cthulhian. Again, the game has a phenomenal atmosphere. Again, fictional gaming, like games, actually can make good horror, like, gameplay. But dude, like, you hurt my soul when you just throw away the concept of a threat in the game. Maybe it's personal preference, where, like, I just feel like it's... a horror game becomes a horror game when you actually have a threat involved. Maybe that's just me. What? Who?
Blocked on
Okay.
the other side, I think.
Cool. Wonder how many notes we've missed already.
Under the sign of the Seven on the third rise at the second calling, I, Karangi, make this record. The harvesters have adapted to the refinements to the hunting ground. Over the last 10 rises, I mark a full yield of 17 cells, which is an improvement of 4 cells over the previous cycle. Mareiku suggests that the new Transfiguration batch may be a contributor. I advise a cycle with prior harvester stock to eliminate uncertainty. So recorded, in her name eternal.
Was there anything else around here, or was that just it? Why is everything blocked? Who had the time? Who went out of their way to block all of these doors? Tell me, please, so I can smack that person upside the head. Is there even a point in being in here? Is there even a point? Has to be a point, right? Oh, that ain't the point. Audio is good, by the way. Audio's phenomenal for the game so far. I really enjoy that. Legit, who put that there? Let me smack you upside the head for being an idiot.
Alex. Alex Sterling. Oh God. Oh God, no.
Bro, you got messed all kinds of up. My goodness.
Follow her. Save Hank. I'm going after Richard.
By the way, the fact that this game doesn't pause when you have these little cutscene things or notes makes me really curious if all of the lighting sources that you have get taken away if you have them currently open in your hand when you're reading something or getting told something. Bruh.
I feel a bit better in here, little Emery. Just you rest. Alex, darling. He and Richard were in love. I knew when I first saw them. Sitting beneath the trees in the hotel garden.
Bruh.
With Richard complaining about the coffee.
I don't care about the characters. Tell me about the story at the very least, because that's interesting. All of the characters are dull in my opinion. All of them. Under the sign of Arunga on the second rise at the second calling, I, Karangi, make the record. We have identified a fault in the revised layout of the hunting ground gating system where previously the harvesters had leeway to stalk the subjects for at least 100 radar. The current configuration lowers that to 30 as the subjects simply panic and stampede. This does not give enough time for an appropriate buildup of the harvestable energy within their systems. I recommend restoring the previous configuration temporarily while we reevaluate. So recorded in her name, Eternal. Cool. So is all of this stuff like liquid fear or something? What is this? That's interesting. I'll be sure to remember that on my way back from getting attacked. And for the record, by the way, the lighting in this game is actually very well done. Like, look at this lighting. Look at this ambience. I love this. But boy, like, it's really hard to enjoy it knowing that, like, all of this suspense, all of this atmosphere builds up to nothing. Again, like, I'm not the type of like, it's a preference thing, I guess, for me, but, like, unless there's an actual threat of being punished in this game, there's really no reason for me to feel threatened with this atmosphere. Hi. This is a different creature, at least. Are you actually gonna kill me? He knows my name. Cool. That's, again...
It knew me. It knew me.
Bro, come here. Like, Christy, am I... Like, I assume you've been here for the entirety of me, like, figuring out that there's no real threat to be had here. So I guess that's one of our old comrades, I assume is what's supposed to be happening here. What do I do here? Okay, cool. Are you also of the opinion that, like, horror games should have threats? Interesting. There we go. Or is, like, or do you think I'm insane by thinking that a game kind of stops being horrifying when you don't have a good threat? Bruh. I think getting caught should actually have a consequence. Yeah, okay. Like, not only that, but my favorite thing about this current part is, like, I was so ready to get attacked and just kind of move on. And dude literally attacked me, but it was scripted. Like... I don't understand. I literally have no idea what to do here. Oh. In my opinion, death in any game needs to have a consequence, even if it's an inconvenience at baseline, right? Like, and that's at least what you could typically have in horror games. Yo, what up, dude? I think this guy's actually going to be an inconvenience, by the way. At the very least, I think he's achieved that status, because I don't think he's going to go away like the other creature did. Bro, like, again, though, like, this game hits on, like, the horror genre so well. Like, you land so well on audio, environment, atmosphere. You land so well on it. And then I'm now not even caring about the creatures. Like, this goes back to an earlier point I had the other day. Like, the first part, I'm not a fan of when horror games allow you to take a hit. This game goes one step further. Lets you struggle. And then a jump forward and letting you have no consequence.
Oh, my skin. It itches.
I'm gonna go on a limb here, by the way, and say that the achievement that they were talking about, by the way, like the stoic one that I mentioned, where like you can only die a maximum of 4 times, I'm assuming that they just call it 4 times because you're forced into that position. I think these deaths so far, excluding the one where I got screwed in like a cutscene, like a pseudo cutscene thing, I'm 99% sure that... Okay, no, he did just screw off. He literally just screwed off. That's awesome. I love that. Idiotic. Unbelievably idiotic. Bruh, and I'm running out of so many of my, like, lighting sources. Just trying to keep this girl sane. Although, like, is there a consequence to going insane in this game, I guess? Is there even one? Okay.
How much time do you have, Darcy?
Cool. There's literally just... Like, that's why... By the way, this...
That thing was Leon.
By the way...
Oh, this? Oh, it used to belong to my father. He always said it brought him good luck. I think you've done pretty well for me so far, eh? You're, Darcy, right? I'm Leon de Vries. I'm planning this dig for Mitchell.
Desi. And this is Salim, my husband.
Right. I see.
Bruh, did you think you had a chance immediately when you first saw her? What? What was that supposed to convey to me besides that we just knew the person that turned into a monster and they can apparently turn people into monsters? Or something can at the very least. Anyway,
It's all right. He can't reach us now.
this is another, like, everything I've said, by the way, is an exact reason why Alien Isolation stands, in my opinion, as the best horror game to ever be made. And that is literally because the game lands on both, like, audio, environment, atmosphere, and also every time the alien gets you, you die. There's a consequence to it. It's inconvenient half the time, but there's at least a consequence to you dying, and you can't take a hit from it. If you stun it just in time, you can maybe take a hit, but it's going to kill you if it catches you. That is the sign, in my opinion, of a good horror game. Setting up good tension and having a threat to execute on that tension.
Bursts of energy, and the shadow wakes and gathers. Fractures dance on the edges of the soft places, breaking through from there to here. Something terrible has happened. I'm abandoned. Over time, the energy levels must fall, but how long will it take? What has happened on the other side? Why do they not answer me?
Bro, honestly, like, I missed the second game, honestly. A Machine for Pigs, which had phenomenal atmosphere, had phenomenal suspension. The environment was lovely, the audio was lovely, the atmosphere was awesome. All of it was awesome. The issue of A Machine for Pigs is it didn't, like, until, like, the last 99% of that game, you literally didn't have a threat. So there was nothing capitalizing on the tension, on the suspense. There was nothing taking advantage of what the atmosphere was doing to the player. And that's a shame. But at least that game was going for almost full suspense at the time. This game has a threat. It's just a disappointing, like, set of threats. And I think that's kind of worse. This game's highly reviewed too, by the way. This game, like, has a 9 out of 10 on a lot of sites, I'm pretty sure. And it's hitting all the wrong marks with me. Like, you're focusing too much on the characters, the story isn't easy to follow. It correlates to game, like, there are correlations to, like, the past games, which, granted, they haven't been strong correlations enough to actually matter to the story, so I guess you get a pass there, but I am not a fan of, like, if you're gonna tell a story, don't rely on another source to convey the story. Like, if this game was... Great, now the game's bugging out. Okay, cool. Like, if you play this game, it should be, like, not necessarily completely separate from the previous games, but it should... The story should not be detrimental to being able to understand, or being able to understand should not be determined by past experiences of the current story. That's what I was trying to say. Which this game currently doesn't do. The story's not necessarily easy to understand anyways. It's not directly given. Granted, it's a mystery so far. We're gonna learn as we go, but, like, the baseline still isn't even here, as far as I'm concerned. The gameplay was so good, too. This game, like, had such good atmosphere. And I actually felt very much threatened in the first part.
What the hell is it? It's making my teeth ache.
Like, at the end of the first part, where, like, we were running for our lives, that was threatening. When we were inside of that, the building, and we had to run from the monster the first time, that was threatening. I loved it.
Not enough, I guess.
And then you have me die, because of idiocy. The game bugged, first off. Secondly, like, you didn't pause the game. You don't have a pause feature when something actually happens. Like when I'm reading a note or something. I don't know why games do not automatically decide to choose that kind of play. Because the player can get screwed over a lot of the times. I'm curious if we'll actually suffer a consequence from this. Hi. You want to kill me? Will you just disappear? And, like, even the monsters themselves are actually designed in a fairly horrifying way. I actually like how the monsters are designed here. I think everything about this game is designed beautifully well. Visually speaking, I have played more... Like, I've played better looking games, but even still, like, this game visually is horrifying. The environment's not as polished as some other games I've played, but it's still there. Did we just get...
I'll be back.
Did we just get pushed back? Okay, so at least in this scenario, the creature didn't, like, completely disappear.
It's too dark down here. It's changing me, little one. I don't know what's happening to me. The darkness. I feel like I'm losing control. Richard!
God, that's it. That's it. God, it hurts. That's it. Come on.
It crawled through a hole, by the way. Like, I actually like the design of the environment. I like the design of the monsters. I like the design of the characters. Visually, this game is appealing to me. And to the horror genre itself. Oof. Oof. Betrayed. Are we turning into the monster? Is that it? Alright, so that at least explains some of what's happening here, I'll admit. Like, that's why we're in this almost possessed state, is because we're turning into the monster like Leon did. By the way, I'm moving my mouse and everything like that because that's struggling, apparently. I think, at least.
My head. What happened? I feel so empty. What did I do?
You killed Richard. Okay, so this essence stuff that we're getting is apparently life energy, I guess. Whenever someone's killed close to these things, this thing gets charged.
Stop it. Couldn't stop me.
That's why your arms are so veiny? Yes. Apparently. How? Oh, okay.
It's full of life now. Richard's life.
So I guess these
Take
containers
this back
absorb
upstairs.
souls?
To the machine.
I guess? Bruh. I still say gameplay-wise, this game is still phenomenal in, like, in design. It's just literally the fact that we, like, I've reached a state of not being afraid of the monsters anymore because they're not, like, they're visually threatening. Mechanically, they're not. Like, as soon as you reach that point, all bets are off, for me at least. How do I get out of here? I thought you were just getting sick gains at the gym. Right? No. Only. How? What the f does one do here? Bruh. Oh, wait. Why can I not push this out of the way? I'm weak. I'm weak sauce. I need to go to the gym, I guess. Cool. What am I supposed to be doing here? This still doesn't, by the way, this still doesn't explain, like, it explains what's happening to us while we keep having these blackouts. What's not explained currently is why we started the game back at the plane. That still hasn't been explained, and I'm very curious why. Okay. There we go.
God, little one. Did that machine... Did it hurt you? Did I hurt you?
Bro, we're gonna have a child that's a monster.
Shit!
I'm throwing all bets, by the way, off of what, like...
I know it's happening to me. Just like Leon.
I'm just throwing all my speculation to the wind.
You're still here. I can feel you. We'll get out of this. I promise you. You won't be born in the dark.
So those just decidedly, like, randomly start working? Hi. You're kinda creepy, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. I'm still interested in the story, it's just I wish it was told slightly better. I still don't care about the characters, by the way. I still don't. I guess that's all we needed to do. He's about to be mixed up, I can guarantee it. Oh. Interesting that he can retain consciousness. Again, environments, enemy design, all of it's awesome. Characters are lackluster, story's confusing. And then just tiny design choices that do not fit my consideration of a good game, or a good horror game.
I'm just slowing you down.
What did I say about self-sacrificial bullshit? We're not going to give him the satisfaction.
I'm very redundant in my complaints.
I hear you.
So, I guess the only thing to question now, I mean, there's a lot to question, but one of the things to question now is, were we led here by that spirit lady, and is she actually evil?
I know, little one. It's all right. He won't bother us. Not now. Let's get out of here.
Oh, this looks lovely.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. He's behind us now. He doesn't matter.
We just need to get this canister into the machine upstairs. Then we can leave. I think.
Oh. I was like, it's an elevator. Nope, it's just a ladder. Old school elevator. Manual elevator.
This is only going to get worse.
Because we don't know what technically happened to the group, do we? Like, all we know is that they... Well, now we know that they were experimented on. We don't know how they got captured. Right? That information has not been conveyed yet, I don't think.
Come on.
Damn it.
I want to say, actually, by the way, that the first game didn't have... Maybe it's just my experience with the horror genre that has made me desensitized to non-threatening... Or not necessarily non-threatening, but like monsters that don't pose a mechanical threat to you. Maybe it's because I have played the horror games that I have. Maybe it's because I played Alien Isolation that, like, this crap doesn't really spook me anymore. Because I'm not gonna lie, going back to, like, Amnesia Dark Descent, on the first playthrough, you're actually scared of the monsters and you don't want to mess with them. And the same could be said here. It's just I quickly realized that the monsters actually serve no true purpose to slow you down in this game. And I guess that was a bad... My experience with horror games might screw me over in the long run. That's sad. It ruins my experiences. Because ideally what would have happened is, like, you would have gone through this game playing without realizing.
One, my dearest.
I think she suffered from a stroke or something? They were talking about her heart in one of the past...
The portal.
In one of the previous things.
I need the other canister that I used for the door.
Oh. Good call. See, I like when main characters actually tell you crap that you need when you're about to screw yourself over like that. Thank you for having that little bit of dialogue. We never even got to experience, by the way. Cool. We never even got to see the other monster, by the way. We might see it now, I guess. But yeah, we don't know if the spirit lady that's you. We don't know if you're a threat or not, do we? Technically, you led them into that little cavern thing that they all got captured inside of.
It's you.
So you're likely a threat. But you're not, because that's how the story's gonna switch it up. In which case, the question needs to be asked. If you're trying to help us, why did you lead us into death?
I hope you're right. I need to find another way back to the portal. I have no idea what we did to deserve all this bullshit.
We might actually come across the monster now. Which I'm not opposed to. Because it would seem weird if we didn't come across the monster when we know that it was there. Okay, yeah, here we go. Alright, so I complain about it and it shall fix itself. Perfect. Good, good. Legit, that's exactly what just happened. Was I complained about it and it happened. Hey, this seems useful. Can we use this? Darn it, that didn't work.
What do you see?
It's dark, Mama. It's so dark.
Is she blind now? What happened to the kid? But yeah, ideally with this game and the previous iterations, you would have went through the entire game without...
She led us this way. I just hope there's another way back to the portal through.
I guess... I feel like that's a really bad position to be in, by the way, if for, like, designing a game. If that's where you're gonna go with it. And what I'm talking about here is, like... It feels like they're almost aiming towards an audience that doesn't pay near as much attention to mechanics, which could be entirely true, and I'm just hyper-focused on it, because that's what I tend to focus on nowadays. But it's... I don't know. Like, because if you went through this entire game playing safe, playing without actually getting attacked by the monster and dying to it, you wouldn't have come across the realization, or if you did get killed by it, you likely wouldn't have, unless you were paying hyper aware, like, if you were hyper aware of the mechanics behind it. You wouldn't have noticed that there was no penalty to dying like that. So you would have went through the entire game thinking to yourself, if I get killed by one of those monsters, I don't want that, so I'm going to remain terrified of them. But as soon as you realize there's no consequence to it and realize the, like, lacking of mechanic there, or lacking of purpose of death, you quickly come to the realization that the monsters visually are terrifying, but purposely are not. Do you guys, like, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. Whether they're aiming for people that don't pay attention to mechanics like that, so if you were killed by a monster, you just wouldn't notice, or if they're just assuming you're not going to die to the monster and just going to play safe and terrified the entire time. These are the 7 rulers of Ornaya's bloodline: Ornaya the Binder, First Empress; Irene Seastar, Spear of the Isles; Takamira of the Singing Vines; Taranga the Builder; Marai Stoneheart; Blessed Atua of the Golden Hand; Tihana, who is last and eternal. It really does feel like some Cthulhian type crap with all the names and titles. Okay, I guess we're gonna trust this. I still love that visual effect of going into darkness, by the way. I actually very much love that.
I think it's asleep.
Interesting. Look at that in a second, Zach. Hold on. I think it's a concept most devs struggle with, to have a game where you can A, meet the horrific, overpowered creatures, but B, have the opportunity to escape and live on causes issues. Oh, the contradiction between having a monster that's terrifying, yet can catch you easy, like something that's truly terrifying that's hard to escape, but you still need to actually have the opportunity of escaping. Which, that, again, goes back to my reason why Alien Isolation is my favorite game. It's because that monster's, like, the alien's terrifying. And the alien is powerful. The alien, if it catches you, will kill you.
You smell me.
By the way, that actually goes back to, like, and I understand that purpose, and I actually agree with that it is a hard point to get to where you have a creature like that. And, like, I understand that's a hard balance to find, and I actually agree with that. Because Alien Isolation is actually the only game that I can think of that balance has ever been truly found. Because even, like, in other games that I love, that I've fallen in love with, like Outlast, for instance. Outlast is a phenomenal horror game when you first play through, but if you actually pay attention to the mechanics, you can easily outrun and just easily hide from almost every single threat you come across in that game. The only exception to that would be the wall rider at the very end of the game. That is the only exception. And actually, that also goes back, that issue also translates over to Outlast 2. You can actually run away from all of those enemies. Except the ghost in the school. That's the only one you can't run from.
People lived here. Not those creatures, but actual people.
The creatures appear to have been people at one point.
Laughed. Loved. It's comforting somehow.
I guess it's just disappointing to, like, come across that realization when playing games like this. Like, because I was kind of saddened when I quickly realized that Outlast had that issue. Because playing it, like, it's so terrifying on your first playthrough, and you're so scared to do anything or move around. And then... And then when you realize it, it kind of just ruins the whole experience for you. Bro, look at this environment, though. Like, look at this. I love this. The designs are almost Wendigo-like, and I actually love that. But like that, it's way too easy to escape. Like, that was a clear example of what I was talking about, though, of, like, it's very easy to escape from them. They should have been chasing after me hard right there.
Are nothing near. Not monsters. Just sleeping. Waiting. Hunters. Like me. Just like me. Changed. Stronger. So much stronger.
It sucks because that's the issue I've always had with Amnesia. I feel like the monsters and issues you go against are a bit larger than projected answers/resolutions.
Rip the bitty open and pull the thing out!
I guess he wanted to eat the baby. Yeah. I think that's actually also an issue that I found in the original Amnesia game, was the monsters were also too easy to escape.
Fucking monsters! Everywhere! Scraping through the roots!
I think they suffer from the Outlast issue of you can actually outrun most of them.
Try not to listen.
If I remember right.
But I'm so fucking scared. Of them. Of me. Too scared. I'll keep blacking out. Waking up where I shouldn't be. I don't remember where. So angry. I was gnawing on a fucking bone when I wake up. A fucking bone. Leon. It's Leon. Remember.
This really is very reminiscent of Wendigos. By the way, like the fact that these things, like, they change, they get stronger, their hunger grows the way that it does. It's actually very Wendigo-esque. And I love Wendigos. So, like, I'm fine with this. The fact that they can also remember who they are gives a little, it's almost reminiscent of Until Dawn, where you had Josh, not Josh, but Hannah? Hannah. You had Hannah being able to partially remember who she was. I love the design of this game, I really do. It's just the small things are not... Like, I can't get behind some of them.
just need to be quiet.
Hmm. Oh. Could totally lit that instead.
Shit! Run! Run!
Ooh. That was freaky. It feels like Outlast, honestly, more than anything, though. Like the running simulator at this stage. I guess it's looking more like Outlast, too. Very close quarters, yeah. Honestly, it's looking more like Outlast 2, in my opinion, because you can lock doors behind you. Dude, it's actually very much looking like that. Did they actually gain inspiration from Outlast 2? Because, like, the multiple enemies popping up throughout the running area.
God damn it!
The locking of doors behind you. The thought that you're safe, but you're actually not. Bro, is it? I feel like it's turning out like that.
Another doctor in
No.
London.
No. I will not put her through it. Not again.
I will say, so far, the chase scenes have probably been the best part of the game.
Oh, thank God.
Sneaking around's cool and all, but I actually find being chased after to be the most horrifying part of horror games, because you don't know how close the enemies are behind you, and when you have them snarling and growling and stuff at you, it's very terrifying. For me, at least. Honestly, the enemies appearing reminds me of Amnesia originals, but I do see the locking mechanism being the idea they stole. Yeah. Amnesia originals. Was that a fan-made game, or are you referring to Dark Descent? That's not bloody annoying.
Come on! Come on, quickly!
Not anything fan-made? Okay. Because I know Amnesia actually gave people the opportunity to go in and actually make their own games with
I think that's it.
the mechanics that they had. Which I think is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's go. So yeah, she died. I actually think that the enemies design-wise look very similar to the original games.
So sleep is coming. Hush now, lullaby. Mama's here, so don't you cry.
This game just wants to make you feel depressed. Anyway, I think the enemies here actually look very similar to the monsters from Dark Descent. I think these are supposed to be the same creatures. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they definitely feel extremely similar.
Whatever that flesh was, I think it broke the portal.
That looks like
So much
Niar
Where the
Thulitep,
hell have I taken us now?
whatever the creature's name is from Lovecraftian lore. The crawling chaos. Again, I actually like the idea of Lovecraftian horror. I would love to see that. Cosmic horror, if you would. Okay, so we need to bring the door opening tool. I guess we'll go here first, and then go into that side area. Okay. Little audience chamber. For some reason. It feels like they almost combined. Okay. Oh. Sure. Oh, okay, I understand what these things are now. Okay. So we need a crystal at the top of the room in order to activate that, and thus it will connect to other crystals. Okay. How do we do that here, though? I'm thinking it actually feels like they combined Dark Descent with the Penumbra series, like the original 2 games. Bruh, fall damage means nothing in this game. Why have it?
Come on.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I has idea. Can I connect the energy from these two and apply it to this one? It does not look like it. Big sad. Although it does look like it actually, by the way. So we might need to actually get a third crystal, I guess. Alright, so we'll bring this over here. What's the farthest I can go with it? Right here? Right here. Okay. right there. And then see if we can't connect this one. Aha! I am genius. What is the point? What? Okay, whatever. I'm actually shocked no one's done that before, by the way. No one's, like, tried to go into, like, a Lovecraftian horror style game and go with the storyline that all of the ancient civilizations of humanity have received help from these extra-dimensional creatures. Like, I'm actually shocked no one's tried that before. Or at least, to my knowledge, no one has. The major breakthrough in the refinement process was from Aandra, the apostate, who begged sanctuary in our city, having incurred the wrath of the rulers of the enkindled fortress. To prove his worth, the apostate suggested a decoction? A flower of that thing, to erase the memory of a subject, thus reducing the fatigue associated with multiple sessions of stimulation. This greatly impressed Tamaku, and he placed Ayandra under his protection. The two worked together for many years until the apostate's crimes were revealed, whereupon he was exiled beyond return. Cool. So I guess that's how you explain amnesia? I guess? Come here. Oh nice, lights that you can use without matches in a bright room that you can't take with you. Very useful, right? I'm actually confused because we've actually come across a lot of lanterns that we couldn't...
This doesn't get any easier, does it, Amari?
Like, there were a lot of lanterns that we came across that, like, we could light with a match and couldn't move with us for some reason because, you know, logic. But no, I think it'd be cool to have, like, the idea of an expeditionist starring in the main character role for a game, exploring ancient civilizations, coming across, like, Lovecraftian-style monsters, or being forced into that world where they find a rift between our world and theirs. And you can come up with, like, some interesting storyline of it's like, these old gods have always been here. They've always, like, they've not necessarily helped us, but toyed with us. Like, they can be the responsible for the rise and fall of ancient civilizations. And then you can just have an entire story, or, like, have an entire horror game set up to where, like, there's a rift between the worlds, and monsters are coming through. Like, these nightmarish horrors. I would love to see a game like that.
Some sort of performance? Presentation?
A creature. Low-key reminds me of Stranger Things story. I actually haven't watched Stranger Things, so I know I should. But yeah. I've never come across that. But, like, honestly, the Demogorgon, which I only know from Dead by Daylight, by the way, the Demogorgon honestly looks like it could, like, and it looks and acts like a creature from Lovecraftian lore. I'm confused what the point of this is. Okay. But I think the main idea of Lovecraftian slash void terrors is that the fall of man directly correlates with the search of knowledge, which leads us to answers and creatures that destroy us. I like that idea, and you can, like, I like that concept for a horror game, especially from the perspective of this game. I think conceptually could build upon into that style of game, like where you have explorers, like an exploration that leads to that. I love that concept. What am I doing here? I guess we're supposed to hop in the thing and be taken over there? Maybe? That's my only guess. They became monsters. Hey! Hey! I needed that. Because this is the type of amusement ride I want to be hopping on to. I like that little lighting effect, by the way.
There you are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little one.
It looks fully grown.
Happy tears, I promise. I thought you might be a dream. Or that that something had gone wrong.
You literally woke up not long ago where you said, "Oh wow, I look 6 months pregnant now." You don't just randomly wake up like that.
What? I don't like this. What does it mean?
It means I think one of these...
Sickness. Wasting.
I have a feeling she's going to be reborn inside of your child.
Born with a sickness. It will waste her to
Maybe.
nothing. No. I can help her. I can save her.
I don't trust her.
She's ill. She's ill, I remember. Oh God. Just like Alice, what do I do? Help me!
Aid within these walls. Follow me.
Sure. I guess we're doing this now. Can I not? Okay.
If there's something in here that can help you, I've got to try it. Anything.
I feel like we're at the stage of delusion. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me not being insane. Wait. Crap. Whatever.
Ah! Oh, damn it!
No, this looks phenomenal. You know, at a certain point, like, I get the concept that's, like, you can't have her be around these many corpses for long because she'll go insane, but at a certain point, you gotta get used to seeing so many corpses, right? Like, how many corpses you gotta see in a day before you realize, oh, hey, this is normal now? Perhaps mental state stuff you were talking about affects dialogue? Maybe. I doubt it. Honestly, if you're gonna have like like this kind of goes back to one of my original points on the first game that I wasn't necessarily a fan of, and it's really like my point on most games, is if you're gonna come up with a series of games, like if that's your plan at the start, don't have multiple endings for one of your games. Because then you're kind of going to have to screw over certain players and just force them into having one, like, you're going to have to assume that there's one true ending. Unless, of course, all of, like, the miscellaneous stuff in between doesn't necessarily affect this entire story. Seeing more corpses and oddities makes you think, yeah, those voices are 100% trying to help me and save me, right? Right. At some point, you gotta start expecting it, right? 100%. When you start to smell decay and rot, I think it's time to, figure it out. Maybe. Look at this. This doesn't look like a place that's gonna help you. Maybe that's just me. Totally have your best interest.
What the hell is that thing?
Hi, good sir. Can you move out the way? Thank you. If you push a corpse out of the way like that, you no longer deserve to be able to get scared. Or lose like sanity around other corpses. Like that should just, you should become apathetic to it all. Which I guess could be a way of showing that your insanity is deteriorating, is apathy. I feel like there's a lot of stuff around this, like...
Oh, my heart.
I've stated it before, I'll state it again. I'm not a fan of, like, detrimental information being told through miscellaneous items like notes and whatnot. And in this game, I feel like I've missed a lot. Like, there's a lot of areas I feel like I haven't explored. And a lot of objects I feel like, by extension, I have also not picked up. Maybe I have been fairly good at picking up the items throughout the game, like the notes and whatnot, but I still feel like I've missed out on a lot. A lot of the areas I've gone through, there have been alternative paths that I haven't gotten to check, and I just continue to go down one path, and thus can't go back half the time. Or at least there shouldn't be a point for me to have to go back like that. Also, can I just state that with the amount of times that I have been attacked by monsters and have lost my mind, can we just say that, like, this baby is either not going to be born right or won't be born at all? Like, I don't understand how this baby's still kicking. Unless, it's mutated with us or something along those lines.
It is time. I hold her down, stroking her neck. She is oblivious, nuzzling at me. I thank her for her company, for her comfort, for her nourishment. I cut her throat swiftly. She complains, but it does not take long. I catch the blood in a clay pot. She will save us this winter.
The baby is at a very high risk of not making it, right?
It's a memory, I think.
Side note, I love the idea that, like, I slit her throat, and she was complaining a little bit, but that didn't last long. They're definitely gonna pull the alien story of harboring a monster, and if I don't kill it soon, it'll kill me, right? Which one was it? Was that Alien 3
Pavlos, by
where
my knee, delivers constant chatter about the honeycomb he
it
found.
was the jail planet,
Fila,
and she
livid
legit goes
face,
in and
furious,
cuts out
tongue
the
stuck
wait,
out as she draws in the earth with his stick.
was it that
Aria
one?
catches the boy up in her arms and flashes me a tired smile. I too am tired, but I am grateful for this day.
No, wait, which one was it where, like, there was one alien movie where they legit cut out the alien and killed it. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Prometheus, aren't I? I'm thinking of Prometheus, my bad. No, Alien 3 is where she jumps into like a lava pit. Never mind. Wrong game, or wrong movie. Spoilers, by the way, for movies that if you haven't watched at this point, you're likely don't care. Yeah, no, Prometheus 3, chick gets the alien inside of her, but it's not the xenomorph alien, it hasn't made it that far yet.
This is the place I can help Amari.
Thanks for wasting my match.
Life against sickness.
What do I have to do?
Create. Vitae. Sit.
Prometheus had the destruction, yeah.
Healed.
The energy that powered the portal. Right, because that was so easy to find last time. Don't worry, Amari. There must be a way to make it here, or she wouldn't have said it.
I don't like the positioning.
It's dead. Needs energy to bring it to life, I think.
Yeah, no, Prometheus had the one where she cut out the alien, but it wasn't the xenomorph, it was like a squid thing in her. That's what that one was. Alien 3 was the prison planet where Ripley just chucks herself, like she realized she has a queen growing inside of her, and she chucks herself into like a vat of lava. Trust the ghost lady, right? Because she totally has the ability to understand consequences at that stage of being a corpse. Nothing like being dead to actually understand what the living are currently feeling. That symbol looks familiar, by the way. Yoink.
The wind howls, but I am warm, cocooned under the blanket by the
Only
fire.
the dead know what causes
Her
the
head
dead.
rests on my shoulder, and I listen as her words flow. Plans, hopes, dreams, fantasies. Everything that we know is impossible. But I know that it doesn't matter. For we will be together, and that is everything.
I'm very confused still on the storyline going on here. I don't even know who those people are talking now. Okay. Under the sign of Elan on the 8th rise at the second calling, I, TOT, make this record. The Vitae flow has reached equilibrium across the network as a result of the adjustments to Factory 6. This is the line which recent calculations indicates that we will indeed have more than sufficient flow to sustain the Empress and meet the demands of the populace until the new factories are connected 100 rises from now, so recorded in her name eternal. I really don't like how they wrote all those. If a ghost appeared to me and said, yeah, don't do this very specific action, I would without question walk away. Thank God we can read mid-mind flayer BS. Yeah.
She promised
My favorite elective in college. What do you have a bachelor's degree in? Mind flayer. What the freaky?
There's someone in there. Still alive.
By someone you mean something.
I don't think I can get it open.
Can we not open it? I feel like there's 4 storylines going on at the same time. I can't keep track of everything, right? Under the sign of a dew on the 12th rise at the second calling, I, Atharu, make this record. The cycle of replenishing is now as follows. 1 application of elixir of flower of Amiris, that the memories of pain be erased. Application of extracted materials to raise level of Inda above indication level, that the subject's potential be maximized, so recorded in whatever. Bachelor's degree in the unknown. What do you have a bachelor's degree in? Life. Ooh, matches. Bro, where am I Zippo? Ooh. Yeah, you. Yoink. Nice. Gotta turn in, grow a tentacle arm, and transcend into the void by midnight. Bro, transcend into the void sounds like an awesome song title or something. Band name or... Oh, he needs Vitae, right? So we just need to kill someone. Isn't that all we need to do? I mean, that's what happened last time, right? We just murdered a teammate. A past teammate. I'm gonna patent that one. Subject 1145 SV initial extraction indicates worker class with a familial structure consisting of a partner and 2 offspring at the time of capture. High potential yield per protocol focus. Further extraction or early contact with partner and formative years of offspring. In addition, typical strong memories relate to capture location and parental connection. So they were capturing humans. Subject 1144 SV initial extraction indicates worker class, no immediate family, but a strong connection to a single individual. Average potential focus further extraction on contacts with the individual. Ignore all pre-adult memories, as no familiar connections typically indicate no positive material to use. What is happening here? Subject 1143 SV initial extraction indicates subservient class, no immediate family, low potential yield, focus further extraction on earliest memories, but also considered to discard. Oof.
Under the sign of Idu on the 4th rise at the second
Good night,
calling,
Zach.
I
Thanks for stopping by and thanks for sticking around for so long.
Research into the revised chamber has led to a breakthrough. Introducing the memory capsules allows for a more intense reaction to the pain.
We'll still try to figure this out for the next 15 minutes.
Subjects no longer rapidly burn out. Our supply problem is solved. Direct stimulation of the nerves, followed by a dose of elixir of Emmerich, followed by application of the subject's own best memories. Or to view it another way, fear, oblivion, hope. Fear, oblivion, hope. It's so simple.
Okay, so I was right before about light, like the Vitae isn't made via life, it's made via fear.
So recorded in her name eternal.
It's essentially like Scarecrow's fear toxin, but like instead of a elixir that causes fear, it's pretty much just created via fear, and it helps improve your life apparently. That's, you know, the moral quandary of whether we want to help our child with this stuff is, I think, out there.
Sprinting across the sand, leaving sinking footprints, splashing into the froth of a wave, laughing at the spray, pressing oyster shells into the beach, making patterns in the sand. He flings his arms around my knees, looks up at me and grins, gap-toothed. Papa, he says, come and see.
It is the first time I have seen him in a week, and it is as if 10 years have bent his spine, sapping the flesh and the color from his cheeks. His eyes are red-rimmed. They will not meet mine. Fear grips my heart and starts to squeeze. Son, he says, she is with the gods now.
Okay, here's the thing, I have no idea who's talking. Bruh, Anubis? Again, they, like, seem to loosely be connecting this civilization to ancient ones.
Look at them. I wonder who they were. I need to tell you about Alice, little one. She was your sister. For a while, in our little rooms in Paris. It was just the three of us. She loved stories. And she loved to play in the park. And she's with your father now. And you're with me.
Oh, this looks
and,
lovely.
There was Maka. Alice's toy monkey. I've got him here. I'm sure she'd love him to be yours.
Okay. Again, kind of hard to care about the characters. They're trying real hard for me to care. That's a specter. He's quite noisy? Yeah, he is. By the way, when I was looking up whether the monsters killing you actually had any detriment to the game, they did not, but I also figured out, or I read that there are two types of enemies in this game. You have the ghost, which, let's figure something out. First off, you look awesome. I like your look. I like your cut, G. Let's figure out if he actually gives us a consequence, shall we? But yeah, these things are called ghost, apparently. You have the ghouls, and you have the ghost. I have no idea.
This creature, this curse.
Kind of reminds me of a Dementor. Never watched Harry Potter. Never read it either. Alright, so at least this thing doesn't disappear, I guess. So it's just going to be kind of tedious to deal with. I guess it can't follow me outside of that area? Interesting. Bruh, it literally means nothing at this stage. It really means nothing to be killed. I hate that. The Harry Potter series is quite good. So I've heard. I'm not doubting it is. I just have never gotten around to watching it or reading it. Hi, victim number 7, I think. Oh, hold on.
Hello, can you hear me?
That does enough. Alright. Prepare to get cut up. This time I turned into a martyr.
I do not like the look of this.
Well, that's annoying. Okay, so how do I get this to work? What do I do here? What do I do? I feel like that goes in there. If we take this out of here, would that blue line disappear? Yep. Alright, so that's needed there. And... This leads over here. I don't know what this is all for. There we go. I'm so smart. Oh, hello. Different symbols. Water. That's just the symbol that I need. Out to there. Wapow. Muahahaha. Okay. We have that working. Click. Maybe... fire. Confusion. Is there an order to this? So we have a fire thing. Fire. 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 Okay, earlier I stated I was a genius. I'm quite moronic. So if you could tell me what to do here, game, I'd very much appreciate it. Oh, that seems...
This is how they got Vita. These machines, they inflict pain, and Vitae comes out. Oh, my little one. That's what I'll have to do if I want to make you better.
Alright, screw morality, I guess. Yeah, no, we're just gonna murder. I thought there was gonna be like some morality issue. Nope. Nope. Just death. That's all there is, just death. No hesitation either, my goodness. There we go. Okay. Let's see, we have all of those. Got the fire. She seems ollie okay about this. I mean, let's be honest, she was a psychopath before I ever got a hold of her.
I'm so sorry, my love. I should have known you were ill.
I don't know what the point of this is right now. Oh. Prepare to die. Oh. Sorry, my bad. Prepare to die. Oh, we gotta hold it, okay.
Oh God, no. I'm so sorry.
He sounded like he was still alive, by the way.
That's enough.
Ooh. Oh, oh, we get to see. Oh, there he goes.
Gamble, just a chance.
You sounded so sure about yourself before the act, huh?
This will cure Amari.
She needs Vita. This will aid.
Well, I've come this far.
This could only go well. This could only go well, huh? I'll still admit the story is intriguing to me. I wish it was more clear, but it's still intriguing.
For you, Amari.
So could we have just chosen any form of murder
I'm
there?
so sure about this.
Oh. You signed up for this. Blech.
Has it worked? Speak to me, damn you! No! I don't know if that worked, little one. I hope you're all right.
that this was all worth it. Let's get out of here.
Well, it's still alive, oddly enough. Anyway, I think that's what we're gonna call it. Alright. So, like in the last part, I'll sum up my feelings about the game again. I actually do enjoy the gameplay. I'm saddened about the ineffectiveness of the monsters. I think their design is great. Visually, I think this game is phenomenal. I think atmospherically it's phenomenal. I love the environments like that they created using the visuals. I love the audio usage. Some of it sometimes it can get a little bit loud, especially with that last creature. But overall, I think the visual team did phenomenally well. Level design team phenomenally well. Artist phenomenally well. I actually do enjoy the gameplay portion of this as well. I just have small little nitpicks, mainly enemies being less threatening now that I know that they're not nearly as effective as I believe that they should be in being able to murder me. The consequences of death do not nearly feel nearly as fatal as they should. And I really hate the fact that if you're reading a note or looking at or hitting a flashback scenario, the game does not pause and you can be attacked. I'm not a fan of any of that. But the rest of the gameplay, I'm actually fine with. I find the puzzles to be slightly tedious, if not just outright annoying, based on the lack of clues that you are given besides the general issue at hand. And even sometimes that's not necessarily stated. Otherwise, though, I think gameplay-wise, it's phenomenal. I love the atmosphere again. I think this game could have been set up to be one of my favorite horror games had it done better with how strong the enemies were. If you made an alien, like a xenomorph, like Alien Isolation in this game, I would have been fine with it. Like, had you done like that level of strength, I would have been fine with it. But this does kind of continue from the Dark Descent direction of the monsters are not necessarily easy to avoid, they're kind of easy to avoid, but they're very easy to outrun or escape, I guess you could say. I actually like the idea of avoiding enemies and that being your main way of moving through the game. I think it's slow, but I think it's terrifying depending on how close you allow the monsters to get before they sense the player. So really this issue that I have with this game is more of a continuation of the first game. Outside of that, I still think the gameplay mostly carries this game because I'm still enjoying it. I think the story itself is rather interesting, if a little convoluted. And also, as Christy said, I feel like there are multiple storylines going on, and I'm not sure which ones actually matter anymore and which ones you should focus on. By far, the one that intrigues me the most isn't what happened to the crew. Well, actually, I do like what happened to the crew because they're turning into monsters, but I feel like that correlates more with what kind of civilization this is that we're exploring. I think that is the primary story of the game that should be explored and is the most entertaining or intriguing so far. I really do not care about the backstory of the characters. The characters by far are the most lackluster portions of this game. Just focus on our current character and how she's trying to save her baby, which I think they're trying to do that, but we still keep coming across a bunch of information of our allies who have served absolutely no purpose so far throughout the entirety of this game, except realizing that humans are turned into these monsters. So the characters have just been a way of expanding upon the story. That's it. So gameplay good, story intriguing, characters bad. That's just easy to sum up, I guess. All right. So, yeah. I look forward to the next part. Because I am actually enjoying this game, no matter how much I complain and rant about certain aspects of it. Because sadly enough, it is an issue I come across in a lot of games the more that I think about it. But yeah, with that, we shall end it here. So, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully, you all enjoyed. And yeah. Shout out to Christy especially for sitting through this with me. I appreciate you. And Zach, even though I don't know if he'll ever come back, I appreciated his presence being here nonetheless. Yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody.